Hello everyone. Today, our team, Tuk will be presenting our project for SWU291 on the topic hypertension and heart disease. Many of you may have heard of these two conditions frequently in daily life, but you might not fully understand the life-threatening mechanism that links them together. Today, we will take everyone on an in-depth exploration of their causes, key differences, disease progression, and modern healthy lifestyle guidelines to prevent these conditions. Let's start with the overall picture and the core problem. In modern society, there is a major misconception regarding these two diseases. Most people tend to think that high blood pressure and heart disease are the exact same thing, or believe that if they don't feel dizzy or experience chest tightness, they are still safe. However, in medicine, hypertension is known as the silent killer. This is because most patients present no obvious symptoms in the early stages, while the condition silently and progressively damages blood vessels and target organs over time. Looking at the statistics, the numbers are truly alarming. Heart disease is the #1 cause of death globally, accounting for up to 17.7 million deaths per year. In Thailand, an average of 168 people die from heart disease every single day, which equals 7 deaths per hour. Meanwhile, hypertension affects 20% of the Thai population aged 15 and older, nearly 11 million people, and almost half of them are unaware that they have the disease. Now, let's examine the differences in their definitions. To help you visualize this easily, please imagine a plumbing system. Hypertension is like having excessive water pressure inside the pipes. Clinically, it refers to a chronic condition where the blood pressure exerting force against the arterial walls remains consistently at or above 1/140/90 of a millimeter of mercury. On the other hand, heart disease is like having a malfunctioning water pump or structural damage to the pump itself. This refers to structural or functional abnormalities directly affecting the heart organ, such as clogged coronary arteries, valvular heart disease, enlarged heart muscle, or cardiac arrhythmias caused by electrical disruptions. Therefore, high blood pressure is a condition of vessel wall pressure, whereas heart disease is a structural or functional impairment of the heart itself. Key differences. Regarding their causes and diagnostic methods, the two conditions differ significantly. Causes. Over 95% of hypertension cases are primary, essential hypertension, which has no single identifiable cause but is linked to combined risk factors such as genetics, high sodium intake, obesity, and stress. Conversely, heart disease is primarily caused by atherosclerosis, the buildup of fatty plaques on arterial walls that hardens and narrows the vessels, as well as congenital heart defects or heart valve degeneration. Diagnosis. Hypertension diagnosis is straightforward, using a blood pressure monitor. Patients must rest for 5 minutes prior to testing and avoid coffee, tea, and smoking for 30 minutes before measurement. In contrast, diagnosing heart disease requires more sophisticated medical equipment, such as an electrocardiogram, ECG, EKG, an exercise stress test, EST, an echocardiogram, or cardiac catheterization. This section is crucial: the link, or the exact pathophysiological mechanism by which hypertension leads to heart disease. When high blood pressure is left unmanaged over time, the elevated intravascular pressure damages the inner walls of the arteries, causing them to thicken, harden, and lose their elasticity. As blood vessels become rigid and narrow, the heart, acting as the main pump, must exert far greater pumping force to circulate blood through these resistant vessels. Continuous overwork over an extended period causes the muscle of the lower left chamber to hypertrophy, a condition known as left ventricular hypertrophy, LVH. As the heart muscle thickens while the coronary arteries supplying it become progressively narrowed by atherosclerotic plaques, the heart experiences oxygen and nutrient deprivation, leading to acute myocardial infarction or a heart attack. If left unmanaged, the overworked heart muscle eventually becomes weak, dilated, and loses its pumping capability, culminating in heart failure, which is life-threatening. Although these disease mechanisms sound alarming, both conditions are preventable and manageable through a modern healthy lifestyle. First, we must eliminate shared risk factors such as smoking, high sodium and high saturated fat diets, obesity, stress, and a sedentary lifestyle, and replace them with 3 core health practices. 1. Following the DASH diet, limit daily sodium intake to no more than 2,300 milligrams, or about 1 teaspoon of salt. Increase your intake of leafy greens and high potassium fruits like bananas, avocados, and berries to help excrete excess sodium. Choose whole grains, nuts, and fish rich in omega-3 fatty acids such as salmon or mackerel, while strictly avoiding heavily seasoned foods, pickled products, and fried meals. 2. Regular aerobic exercise. Engage in moderate-intensity aerobic activities, such as brisk walking, running, swimming, or cycling, for 20 to 30 minutes per session, 3 to 5 days a week, to enhance vascular compliance and strengthen the myocardium. 3. Positive lifestyle modification. Maintain a healthy body mass index, BMI, completely abstain from smoking and alcohol consumption, practice stress reduction through meditation or yoga, and ensure adequate sleep of 6 to 8 hours per night. In summary, hypertension and heart disease, although distinct medical conditions, are closely interconnected as cause and effect. Untreated hypertension creates immense vascular resistance that ultimately damages your heart. Monitoring your blood pressure regularly and adopting a modern healthy lifestyle today will not only reduce your risk of hypertension, but will also serve as a powerful protective shield to keep your heart healthy and strong for years to come. That concludes our team's presentation. Thank you very much.